It's another BCS Playoffs preview game as requested by Nicholas on the BCS Playoffs Facebook group here for ESPN on ABC. The number 3 ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys and the number 10 Oklahoma Sooners. We no longer have a Big 12 championship game, but you can almost consider this one the essential unofficial Big 12 championship between the one-loss Oklahoma State Cowboys and the 2-loss Oklahoma Sooners. And you're taking a look right now at the Cowboys and the fans here at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And a couple of teams that have not only been successful this year, and we expect them to make a big run in the BCS playoffs, but also teams that have had success in years past in the BCS playoffs. For the Oklahoma Sooners, they've been to the BCS playoffs 3 times out of 4 years. Every single year they've been to the BCS playoffs, they've made it to the Elite 8. Never been any further, so they've never done any worse than getting to the Elite 8. For the Oklahoma State Cowboys, been to the BCS playoffs a few times. They've been to the Elite 8 twice and the Final Four once. And last year they were in the Elite 8 and came very close to defeating the team that would go on to win the national championship, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And there you see linebacker Travis Lewis, and we expect him to come out with a big game today. And both teams coming into this one with some injuries a little bit. We're going to be looking mostly at the Oklahoma Sooners and seeing how Landry Jones is going to be affected by not having his star wide receiver, senior Ryan Broyles, who went down with an injury, and unfortunately for him, a great career that had to come short due to an injury. So Ryan Broyles down, of course, some big stars for Oklahoma State. We know that have been out with ineligibility and so forth and so on and so forth. So we'll see what happens in the Bedlam game here tonight between Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. And Roy Finch gets things started off kind of on the right foot for the Sooners, bringing it 25 yards up the field. And now it's Landry Jones, throws it to Roy Finch. Roy Finch bulldozes over Oklahoma State defender and gets a hard-fought 4 yards. The battle that we're all going to be looking at, Brandon Weeden versus Landry Jones. Landry Jones on the year, 4,052 yards, 28 touchdown passes. Brandon Weeden, 4,111 yards, 34 touchdown passes. That one is incomplete and out of the hands of his intended receiver. So I'm expecting a big offensive powerhouse showing tonight in Stillwater between these high-powered quarterbacks and offenses. Landry Jones, that one is completed for the first down. Didn't get a number on him because they're going for the no huddle. And that's what the Sooners like to do, the up-tempo pace. Racing up to the field about a yard out of Cowboy territory. Landry Jones heads to the sideline, gets the call from Bob Stoops, takes the snap, inside handoff on the draw play to Roy Finch. Roy Finch grabs the first down, and the Sooners are rolling early on here in Stillwater. Boone Pickens Stadium trying to cheer on this Oklahoma State defense. Another handoff to Roy Finch. I would almost gather to say same exact play up the middle. Didn't quite have the same result for number 10, the number 10 ranked Sooners. He only gains 3 yards. Jones takes the snap, drops back, screen play. It's going to be intercepted. And that's going to be a pick six all the way to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma State Cowboys. Number 16, Andre May, the cornerback junior from Houston, Texas. Ill-advised screen pass. May was right there to take it all the way, and that is his first interception of the year for May. Wow, and just like that, Boone Pickens is rocking. 7-0 for the Oklahoma State Cowboys as Quinn Sharp boots through the extra point. He's only missed one all year, near perfect. And now Landry Jones and the Sooners will have one more opportunity to try to redeem themselves. Here comes Oklahoma. Roy Finch gets it past the 20, and that's all he's going to get. Pardon me, that was not Roy Finch. This time on the run back, that was the defensive back, or excuse me, I believe that was wide receiver Trey Franks. it'll be 1st and 10 now. What can Landry Jones do? He's got to redeem himself after that bad pass on the screen. Well, it was, I would say it was a good pass. It was right to the receiver. Only problem was he had a defender right there. And it was picked off and taken all the way to the house for Oklahoma State. Who would have thought in this game of explosive offenses the defense would come through at the first points of the ball game? That is an inside handoff to Oklahoma Sooner wide receiver Jazz Reynolds, and that is an Oklahoma Sooner touchdown. Excuse me, that is not Jazz Reynolds. That is number 21. And that's Tom Wart, what I got on my roster. Maybe, let's see who that was. That was Brendan Clay. That's number 3 normally, the backup running back. He usually runs behind Dominique Whaley. But nonetheless, Clay in there. Maybe the same number situation we had with the Georgia and LSU game. But nonetheless, one big run from the explosive offense of the Sooners, and we are all tied up. And Brandon Whedon steps onto the field for the first time, and it's still a tie game, 7-7. Let's see what Oklahoma State can do. Whedon, that one was knocked away for the Sooners. And batted down by Travis Lewis. We were told to keep our eyes on him. Inside handoff, or kind of like a pitch play to Oklahoma State running back Joseph Randall, and he gets knocked back, so it'll be 3rd down and 15 for Brandon Whedon. And these Oklahoma State Cowboys, 3 wide receivers set out to the near side. Whedon is back. Going to the far side of the field. That one knocked away, incomplete, and the Sooners are going to get the ball right back. They've been controlling the time of possession early on in this game. So the first punt here today. And the kicker for Oklahoma State, also their punter, Quinn Sharp, having to kick it away, and not too many yards on the kick return for Oklahoma Sooner DeJuan Miller. And he's had to step in for the injured Ryan Broyles. Have had to move him up. He had 7 catches last week against the Cyclones of Iowa State, the most he's had all year. We got a flag. There you see head referee Edward Hockey Jr. He's the son of NFL referee Ed Hockey, and he does every single football game for us here in the BCS Playoffs, the hardest working official in all of sports. Roy Finch, the running game for Oklahoma, continues to light up the field. That's a Sooners touchdown. Roy Finch right down the throat of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Nobody got a hand on him, and that is touchdown number 4 on the year for Roy Finch. And that's the 2nd time Oklahoma has scored on a breakaway touchdown run. 79 yards for the Sooners. Extra point by Michael Honeycutt is good. And Boone Pickens Stadium, they were loud just a few moments ago, but the Sooners, it's a 14-point swing right now. Here comes the return. We said it was going to be high-scoring, explosive offenses, a little bit from the special teams as well, and that was running back Joseph Randall. Great job on the return. He's going to set up his Oklahoma State Cowboys in some good field position. That was just a really poor job at tackling for Quentin Hayes, the defensive back, and he is a freshman, so perhaps why he whiffed on the tackle. Brandon Whedon in shotgun. He's pressured, threw it to Randall, and Randall couldn't hang on to it, and probably came to Randall a little quicker than he thought it was going to because of that pressure. They blitzed, and they got to Whedon, so they've rattled Whedon a little bit here in this game. This unofficial Big 12 championship. That one I dare say close to the same play. It's good for 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Oklahoma State. Look at this interesting formation. In the pistol. Inside handoff. No, go. And that's going to be another 3 and out for the Oklahoma Sooners. And forced to punt it for the 2nd time today. And now this Oklahoma State defense has really got to stand up tough. They've already given up 14 easy points in the 1st quarter. Special teams does good. They need more of that out of the defense, though. We thought Landry Jones was going to be a factor. Instead, it's been his running backs that have come through. That one might be another Oklahoma touchdown, and it is completed to number 4. That is Kenny Stills, and the Sooners are just scoring at will right now. Kenny Stills' 9th touchdown of the year, and that's his longest of the year. Previously a 58-yarder for a touchdown. And the Sooners are lighting up the scoreboard right now. The fans here at Boone Pickens and watching nationally on ESPN, ABC Football are wondering what's going on. And Bob Stoops says that's the way I want this team to roll. 77 yards. Every touchdown for the Sooners in this game has been 70-plus yards. This Oklahoma State defense not doing too well right now. And now it's really up to Brandon Whedon. They've got to score and try to fight their way back into this one. High-powered, explosive offenses between these two teams. Another inside handoff to Randall, and the Sooners are just the offensive line for Oklahoma State's got to do a lot better. Look at the missed blocks. I mean, Oklahoma State is just confusing them like crazy. Randall hasn't had much room to run. I mean, Randall certainly hasn't had the gaps that the Oklahoma running backs have had. 2nd and 13. Whedon's got to start throwing at this point. He got to use his arm. Whedon. Screen. No, he just throws that one away. He had nobody. And right now, Oklahoma is all inside the head of Oklahoma State. 0 for 2 on the money down. Number 3. Trying to make a rally, down by just 14. Whedon, he has so much time. He's going deep down the field. Batted away, incomplete. And that's going to be another 3 and out. That one was knocked away by defensive back Gabe Lynn from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And now, very dangerous. You're putting the ball back into the hands of the Sooners. And they take more advantage of what the defense has been giving them. We were saying that Landry Jones hasn't had to do much since Ryan Broyles went down a whole bunch of running plays, but then he goes for 70 yards a play ago. Play action fake. Landry Jones knocked away. I'm almost thinking that Landry is going to go for another score. 2nd down and 10. Upcoming for Oklahoma. The Bedlam game. Jones screens it. Incomplete. Jones is looking for DeJuan Miller on the play. 3rd down and 10, and Oklahoma State very close to their first stop of the football game. Here comes Landry. Wide open, wide receiver. I take that back. That will not be the first stop of the game as Landry Jones is able to find Tanner Gillette for the 1st down. Actually, pardon me. Tanner Gillette, he's never been played all year. That was the tight end that brought that last play in, James Hanna. 2nd down and 8. So the tight end getting in the game. Jones putting guys in motion. Could you imagine 28 first quarter points? Pitch it out to Roy Finch, and Roy Finch is hit, and down he goes. 3rd down and 8 for the Sooners. Ball at the 35-yard line. Landry Jones in shotgun. He's got 3 wide outs. He now has 4 wideouts as he sends his man in motion. Here comes Landry. Pocket starting to collapse. Wide open. Wide receiver down to the 10-yard line. Completed that one to fullback Trey Milliard. And the Sooners are in business once again. Landry Jones is shredding this Oklahoma State defense to pieces. Boomer likes what he sees as we hit the end of an explosive first quarter. It's number 10, Oklahoma 21, and number 3, Oklahoma State 7, in front of a shocked, packed house here in Stillwater, Oklahoma. So now we switch sides. Jones, handoff, touchdown Sooners, but we have a flag. That play is going to come back. Hey, Landry wasn't happy. Were they already on the sidelines? They were out of here. They said touchdown, but now pulling back out. 1st and goal now from the 15. Shouldn't be a problem, though, for Landry Jones in this Oklahoma offense. Landry Jones. That one was incomplete. Roy Finch didn't even know the ball was coming. He wasn't even looking, and Jones pegged him in the back. Incomplete. 2nd down and goal. Once again, ball at the 15-yard line. Jones takes his one under center, 2 wide receivers on the far side. Play action fake, and down goes Landry Jones, and that is a quarterback sack. Defensive end James Bletnick, the senior. He's enjoying, well, not really right now, but he enjoyed that sack, though, here on senior night at Boone Pickens Stadium. Now Oklahoma State defense coming up with some positives. 3rd down and goal. 3 wide receivers on the far side. Keep your eye on that. Jones down the middle. Completed. Touchdown, Oklahoma Sooners. And they just keep rolling. Jazz Reynolds, sophomore from Houston. Wide open. Touchdown, Oklahoma. You get a couple of positives out of this Oklahoma State defense, and then Landry Jones makes you pay for it. 21 yards. Bob Stoops, can't think of any better start to this game. It is 28-7. This is an SEC defensive football. This is high-powered Big 12 offensive powerhouses. And Oklahoma, the team that's running away on the team that normally averages 50, 60 points a game, Oklahoma State. They have 7. Special teams has been helping out Brandon Wheaton in a big way. He has not been able to capitalize on it yet. Shotgun, 5 wide receivers. I think it's going to be a pass. It is. It's completed, but not for a whole lot. Here comes the no huddle. 2nd down and 7. They get the call from Mike Leach. Or excuse me, Mike Gundy. I don't know why I said Leach. It's old Texas Tech coach. I'm thinking Big 12 football. Mike Gundy. 3rd and 5. 4 wide receivers. Pressure. Screen pass. In, well, complete, but stop in another 3 and out. Oklahoma State just cannot convert right now. This game plan has been an absolute disaster for Gundy. Do the Sooners dare score again? Make it 35. We'll see. There's been no stopping Landry Jones so far in this game. He had the 1 pick 6, the 1 interception early in the game. Besides that, Oklahoma has scored 28 unanswered points. You think you could rattle Landry Jones after throwing a pick 6? No, he'll come back at you to put 28 on the board. Draw play. Wide open again for Roy Finch. And if it wasn't for Markel Martin, he would have broken again for a touchdown. Landry pressured, and he just spikes that one into the turf. Threw it at the feet of Roy Finch for an incompletion. And you got to give credit to the defensive tackle, Nigel Nicholas, coming in there getting pressure, but they got to do more of that. Finch again. Tackled at the 45. 3rd down and 4. This could be Oklahoma State's big shot to get a stop. Jones takes it. Roy Finch again. 1st down. Hockley Jr. gives it to him. That is going to be a 1st down Sooners. And the freight train continues right now for Oklahoma. Finch again. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. In Oklahoma State Cowboy territory. Pressured from the cornerback. Incomplete. That would have been bad if he had gotten that. Instead, well, bad if you're an Oklahoma State fan. If you're a Sooners fan, that would have been great. Look at the money down for the Sooners. 5 for 5. Whereas Oklahoma State, I don't think they've converted once on a 3rd down. Landry. Can he make it 6 for 6? Just shy. Stills. Kenny Stills can't get it over the line. That was very close, but we see a challenge from Stoops. Stoops says, we'll just do it ourselves. 4th and inches. The Sooners are going to go for it. Trying to get guys to jump off sides. Maybe they won't go for it. Maybe they'll wind it down to 1, call a timeout, kick the field goal, trying to get guys to jump. No one's moving. Oh, we have some movement. Wait a minute. Oh, let's go to Ed Hockley. We have movement. It's going against the Sooners. You tempt fate trying to get the easy 1st down. It comes back to cost you, and now it's going to be a 52-yard field goal. Kick is away. Kick is good. Unbelievably, Michael Honeycutt is now 2 for 2 in 50-plus yard field goals after making that one. 31-7. Oklahoma over Oklahoma State. We knew it was going to be high scoring, but I don't think anyone could have predicted it being this one-sided. Nothing, absolutely nothing on the running plays. Might need to abandon that because Randall's getting absolutely nowhere. Sends Randall in motion. 5 wideouts. Whedon hits Randall. And they're determined to get Randall going in this game, but it's just not working. 3rd down and 7. Another 3 and out. They've got to go down the field. They've got to stop with all these little screen pass things. It is not working right now for Oklahoma State. Punting it away again. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, just constantly for Oklahoma State. They got a minute. That's plenty of time for this offense. Landry for a 1st down. Kenny Stills, of course. Who else? Landry Jones again. That's Kenny Stills one more time. Stills, the 2nd leading receiver on the team, with Ryan Broyles going down. He is now the #1 receiver on the team. Incomplete will make it a 3rd and 6. Oklahoma State desperate for a stop. They've been awful on 3rd down stops. Oklahoma's been brilliant. Here come the Cowboys, and they get a stop. And they call a timeout, so they're going to get the ball back. Roy Finch finally stopped. That one is going to bounce into the end zone. Oklahoma State, 30 seconds. One timeout. I would think you would desperately need one more touchdown before going into the half if you want any chance in the second half. Whedon's pressured in. He's going to get quarterback sacked. Down goes Brandon Whedon, and everything is just going right for Oklahoma right now. 31 unanswered points after that initial pick six by Oklahoma State. The Cowboys have not shaken off the effects from that loss at Iowa State yet. Whedon using way too much time. You got to take the snap. What are you doing, Whedon? 5 seconds. And that might have been a design play for Mike Gundy. Let's get out of this murderous first half. It has not been pretty if you're a Cowboys fan. If you're a Sooners fan, it has been everything you could hope the first half would be. We're going to send it up to the booth, Pistol Pete, and the rest of the Cowboy fans at Boone Pickens. We'll see how much this stadium stays filled or if they clear out. Send it up to Kurt Herbstreit and all Lou Holtz and everybody up in the ESPN ABC booth for the halftime show. Welcome back to Stillwater, Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Sooners and the Oklahoma State Cowboys, a couple of top 10 teams and a couple of very successful BCS playoff teams in the past. Between the two of these teams, they have a combined 5 Elite 8 appearances and 1 Final Four. And you see game tracks. It was a pick six for the Cowboys. After that, 31 unanswered for Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy is hoping that he has a second half game plan that will work, because whatever he did in the first half did not work. Whedon on his first play, and that's a lot better than anything we saw in the first half. That is a great start for Oklahoma State. Wide receiver Josh Cooper nabbed that one, reception number 61 on the year for Cooper. He has caught the ball for 654 yards and 3 touchdowns. Justin Blackman, he has not been utilized at all in this game. They got to get him going. And that one's going to fall incomplete. That was simply flat out dropped by Colton Sheff. Second and 10. Play action. Whedon rolling out. Has Justin Blackman. That is a first down. Or was that Blackman? That was either Blackman or that was Tracy Moore. And it was either 87, 81. Those ones and sevens look alike. Well, I'll let you guys at home decide. Whedon. End zone. Touchdown. No. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. He just overthrew him. But this has been a great drive. That first half hour of the game, first 30 minutes was awful. There's Moore, Tracy Moore. Wide receiver sweep. Gets 5. So 3rd and 5. This has been a brilliant drive. Much better than anything the Cowboys did in the first half. Whedon. Sidelines. Takes the snap. Hands it off again. And what are you doing? You're doing so successful on the passes, and instead you go to 2 runs in a row. So they settle for a field goal, a chip shot field goal for Quinn Sharp. Kick is away, and there's some points on the board. 37 yards, and Quinn Sharp is now 5 for 7 in field goals between 30 and 40 yards. Well, you got to call that a minimal success for the Oklahoma State Cowboys driving down the field. They got some points on the board, and now... Oh, wait a minute, was that a fumble? No, it wasn't. Got a little excited there. That was a fumble. 3 more touchdowns, and the Cowboys find themselves right back in this game. It's still possible. We've seen some weird things in this sport. Landry Jones, can he remain on fire? Yes, he can. Wide open, wide receiver, and that's going to be a hard time to come back if they're allowing big things like that to happen. Tight end James Hanna, the senior from Flower Mound, Texas. It sounds like such a happy place. Flower Mound, Texas. Outside give to Hanna. Is that Hanna that got it? Yeah, it was. So it'll be second down and 13. They're trying a little bit of what Oklahoma State was doing on those little wide receiver tight end sweeps. Landry Jones finds James Hanna again. No, he doesn't. He drop it? He dropped it. Pardon me. And this is Oklahoma State's shot. You get a stop, you're right back in this thing. Let your offense get the ball back and try to do something with it. Landry has nobody, an empty backfield, empty set. Way too much time for Landry Jones, and that's what's going to happen if you give Landry Jones that much time to throw the ball. DeJuan Miller for the first down. And now Oklahoma State is in business. If anything else, they can increase the lead back to 24 points. Hand off to Kenny Stills. And Stills picks up 2. Football now is at the 24-yard line. Ooh, nearly intercepted by Brown. It's a third down here. And zone, no! Dropped, incomplete. Kenny Stills frustrated with himself. Broderick Brown is happy, and now here we go with a field goal, 41 yards. Sails through the uprights as a 24-point lead. Michael Honeycutt. Bob Stoops, he is getting excited on the sidelines because if they can pull off a win, and they will be right there. Look at the kick return up to the 35, and special teams for where the rest of the Oklahoma State team has struggled. Special teams has just been phenomenal. Really good run rack by Joseph Randall, and you got to wonder, he's doing so good on the return game. Why is he struggling so much in the running game? I mean, you can't put it all on him. Maybe the offensive line just hasn't been effective today. Ball is incomplete. Well defended by Jesse Bell. 2nd and 10. Whedon, screen pass. 7-yard gain. They must be well covered down the field because all game Whedon's been afraid to throw it deep. Whedon. First down. Dropped it. Incomplete. Justin Blackman had it, and he got lit up hard. Hit. Hammered. And that was Lewis, the linebacker that we told you to watch out for in the pregame. Travis Lewis, senior from San Antonio, Texas. Averages nearly 8 tackles a football game. And it's Sooner football again, and right now, time is starting to tick away on Oklahoma State making this massive comeback. Landry Jones. And that one was well defended. Football goes incomplete. Well defended by Sean Lewis, sophomore linebacker. 2nd and 10. This is what the Oklahoma State defense needs to do to fight their way into this, back into this one. Can you believe this Oklahoma State offense has been held without a touchdown? The only touchdown of the game coming from the defense. Another well-defended ball to fall incomplete, and now it's 3rd down. If you're the Sooners, you got to keep the pedal going, though. You don't want to give this Oklahoma State team a chance. He's getting pressured. Look at them. Oh, down the field. Almost intercepted for the 2nd time today by Lewis. It's going to fall incomplete. Sean Lewis, linebacker. Cowboys get the ball back. And if you're the Cowboys, you got no excuse right now. Your defense finally gave you a big stop. And you've got a little under 60 yards to score a touchdown. You've got to make it happen on this drive. No ifs, ands, or buts. Cooper for 2 yards, and you got to stop. I mean, far be it for me to question the coach's game plan, but you got to start throwing it. These running plays aren't working, and running plays are just going to kill the clock and waste downs at this point. Pressured fumble, Oklahoma Sooner football. The offensive line just collapsed. Brandon Whedon just dropped back, got set. He was hit by Jamarcus McFarland. And the man that picked up the ball was Sam Proctor. Either Sam or Aaron, yeah, Sam Proctor. Whew, Sooners. Can they add to the lead? Roy Finch thinks so. Inside the red zone. Gives it to Roy Finch again, and that's going to be a 15-yard bonus. So since losing Ryan Broyles, Oklahoma appears that they're about to go 2-0. They have not missed a step. 2nd down and 9 right now for Oklahoma. And that was Finch who gets the 3 yards. You see Boomer up in the top left-hand corner, just behind that BCS Playoffs logo. Landry Jones. That one falls incomplete. Hit Finch right in the hand. So 3rd field goal. And you got to think little moral victory is the fact they've held them to 2 field goals, because this score could be a lot worse if they hadn't. Honeycutt remains a perfect 3 for 3 today, and it's 37-10. Oklahoma State now needs to score 4 touchdowns. 4 of them. If they want to get back in this one. It's not impossible. Oklahoma State scored 3 and nearly had 4 in the 1st quarter. But it's going to take a whole lot of work from an offense that's been quiet. But if they can have a whole lot of plays like that, they will be looking good. They might be able to get one more playoff. Credit Cooper with that last catch, by the way. Brandon Whedon, 1st down, and don't quite go anywhere yet because Oklahoma and Brandon Whedon just hitting 100 yards passing, which is very bizarre. End of the 3rd quarter, it's Sooners 37, Oklahoma State 10. And we've had a lot of games that have been exciting and down to the wire, but unfortunately, they can't all be that way. But let's see if Oklahoma State can make it happen. Brandon Whedon. End zone. Oh, touchdown, Oklahoma. Anderson nabbed that. I thought he way overthrew that one. That one was caught for a touchdown. Isaiah Anderson. Touchdown number 5 on the year. Justin Blackman, who's been absolutely quiet today. So that's 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown down. You got 3 to go. Who would have thought that it would take Oklahoma State until the 4th quarter to score their first offensive touchdown? Here comes the onside kick, the all-important. Bounces right into the hands of the Sooners. Miller got it. DeJuan Miller, wide receiver. You got to put your receivers on the hands, team. Now it's up to the Cowboys. Get some stops. Apparently Gundy didn't trust his defense to just kick it away. Try to get the ball back. Out to Roy Finch, and Roy Finch is immediately slammed to the ground. Justin Gilbert was in on the tackle. 2nd and 11, and for Oklahoma, you got to start running this clock. They're doing no huddle stuff. And that's going to be another stop for this Oklahoma State defense. Right into the backfield, number 22 on number 22. You got to wonder where this has been all game. That's James Thomas, linebacker. Third and 14, and Oklahoma State is one play away from a big stop on 3rd down. Quarterback sack. Down he goes, and Oklahoma State's going to get the football back. Quarterback sack by Sean Lewis. Sophomore from Missouri City. Mike Gundy says, "Thank you very much, defense." But if you hadn't gone for the onside kick, you're getting the ball back around the 50. Instead, you got a long way to go. The ball will just bounce into the end zone. Oklahoma State needs 3 more touchdowns. They are down by 20. If they can score 3 touchdowns, if you believe in miracles, they can turn this thing around. Brandon Whedon, though, not going to happen like that. Finally getting Justin Blackman into the game, completed for a loss of 0. Or a gain of 0. Lose 0, gain 0. And you also can't be looking to the sidelines like that. You got to start rolling. Whedon, though. Justin Blackman, 1st down. They give it to him. That will stop the clock while they reset the chains. Here come the Cowboys. We have an offside penalty, essentially a free play. They take advantage of it, and that's going to be declined. Justin Blackman. And here comes Oklahoma State. They already have the chain set. Well, that's kind of unfair. While they waited for the penalty to be called. Brandon Whedon. Over the middle. Knocked away. Incomplete. Really nice defense by Gabe Lynn. They are just into Sooner territory at about the 48, 49-yard line. Play action fake. Is that enough for a 1st down? Yes, it is, so the clock will stop. Justin Horton got it. Whedon throws that one to the turf, incomplete. You gotta wonder, where's this offense been all day for Oklahoma State? 2nd down and 10. Here comes Whedon. Whedon, end zone, completed. Down to the 5-yard line. They are right there, are the Oklahoma State Cowboys. 4 wideouts. Whedon rolling. End zone, intercepted. That's gotta be the ball game. That's gonna be a pick 6. Returning the favor, maybe not. Brandon Whedon, they can't get to him. all the way to the house. 100 yards for Sam Proctor. You thought maybe it could happen. Maybe they could pull the miracle off. To quote Lee Corso, Sam Proctor said, "Not so fast, my friends." You gotta wonder, is it going to look this bad? Is it going to look this miserable on Sunday when Oklahoma State plays Oklahoma? "43 points turns into 44 points. 44-17. Oklahoma over Oklahoma State. And for Oklahoma State, they really can't afford the loss because all these Oklahoma schools are fighting with Houston to get that first round BCS playoff berth at the Armed Forces Bowl, which is in Texas. And that's the bowl they want to be able to be close to home. A short drive for the fans. And right now, the Cowboys have it, but if they lose like this to Oklahoma coming up this Saturday, Houston will slip in and they can steal that bowl away. Or maybe the Sooners will move up, getting a win over a number 3 ranked team. They can steal that bowl. And then if any of those teams win and go into the second round, of course, you're going to be looking at the Alamo Bowl. And whoever's highest ranked gets that one. From there, the Cotton Bowl. So, I mean, if Oklahoma State can stay high ranked, if they can win these games, that's 3 bowls right in a row right there in Texas. They can steal the Armed Forces Bowl, Alamo Bowl, Cotton Bowl, and that's exactly what Houston is hoping for, and that's why Houston's going to be hoping for Oklahoma State to lose. This is why the BCS playoffs, more games count in the BCS playoffs. As right now the race for rankings and bowl positioning is underway, and while we were talking about that, we missed one of the best drives of the game for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, which was capped off by a touchdown grab by David Gilden. Gilden, not too happy, but at least, hey, you got something. Or, let's say Patrick McDonald. That can't be right, because Patrick, that must have been a glitch from our ESPN crew, because Patrick McDonald. Or maybe they just put him in, because David Gillian hasn't done anything this year either. Maybe they just stuck him in, put some of the backups in, see what they can do. Onside kick, really bad. Flew right into the hands of the Oklahoma. That's the only thing I can guess at this point is Mike Leach was like, let's yank some of our guys. They've been ineffective. Because that was the first time we've seen anything out of McDonald here today. Second down, or first down and 10. 2 minutes to go. Roy Finch has it. Oklahoma State's not even going to bother with the timeouts. They realized as they run the clock out situation, they made it. They turned it back into a 3-score game. But I think at this point, Mike Gundy's thinking we can't get 3 scores in less than 2 minutes. Landry knocked away, so that will stop the clock. And you gotta wonder, Bob Stoops, Mike Gundy was letting him run the clock out, and Bob Stoops not doing the sportsman thing. He throws it on 3rd down, and now the clock is stopped. Now they punt it away. Now there's a brief, small, tiny glimmer of hope. If the Cowboys can drive and score, they can kick 2 onside kicks, try to make this happen. because Bob Stoops didn't let them take the clock. They got all 3 timeouts, so essentially you would think almost 2 minutes left instead of 1. But Oklahoma Sooner defense gets tough. 2nd down and 10. 4 wide receivers. Whedon. That's interception number 2 on the day. And now that will seal it. That brief glimmer of hope snatched away by Gabe Lynn. So Roy Finch will touch it, and that should be the last play of the ball game. It wasn't pretty. If you're a Cowboys fan, the fans pretty much cleared out of Boone Pickens Stadium. Pistol Pete, I believe, has stormed out himself. But if you're an Oklahoma Sooners fan, that was the game plan that worked out to perfection. 44-24, a 20-point victory for the Sooners on the road. And if that happens this Saturday, Houston can climb up the rankings and steal those Texas Bowls. Oklahoma could climb, maybe jump past Houston and get those Texas Bowls. And your play of the ball game was the Proctor interception, the one that really sealed it, because if Oklahoma State had scored right there, you see the clock in the background. There's 3 minutes to go. Oklahoma State only needed 2 more touchdowns, and you think that sounds like a lot, but with this Oklahoma State offense, that could have happened quickly. Instead, it's a 7-point swing when Proctor took it 100 yards to the house. And that, as you see from the fans, they knew. Yeah, this one wasn't good. Landry Jones. He threw an interception in the beginning of the game that was returned for a touchdown. After that, he was brilliant. Brandon Whedon wondering what happened. And Michael Honeycutt gets the player of the game for 3 field goals and 3 extra points. Okay, I maybe would have given it to Landry Jones, what he did today. We're running out of time here, but well, I'm just curious for myself, what kind of stats did Landry Jones have every day? That was there was the pick 6. That was where we're like, okay, this is going to be an interesting game for Oklahoma State. They scored, the Sooners, 31 unanswered points after that initial interception return for a touchdown. They got it going with this play. Seldom used backup running back Brendan Clay. He has run the ball, though, 59 times this year. You see Roy Finch, he tore it up today, and of course, the interception touchdown. See it one more time. The thing that sealed it, Brandon Whedon was right there. He was right there, but not enough speed for the quarterback. Final snapshots of the game as the Sooners dominate Oklahoma State. We hope you enjoyed this one. Subscribe to the YouTube page or join us on Facebook. We'll have a selection show posted for you on Sunday to let you know about all the polls and all the standings and all that. Quick look at the scoring summary, so you just see what Oklahoma did. And then Brandon Whedon, he ended up getting nearly 300 yards passing, but when you look at the other side, Landry Jones, 2 touchdowns, 245 yards. Actually, I think he ended up doing a little worse than Whedon. He did, but hey, in the end, they get the win. That's going to do it, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you back here on Sunday for the selection show, the BCS Playoffs.